Hello, in this video I'm going to give you a sample lesson from my online course, and this is the lesson about the environment. So how to have a healthy environment, which includes clean water, clean air, products that you use, and so forth. So if you're interested in living a non-toxic lifestyle, then stay tuned. Welcome to lesson 4. So this is the lesson on environment. So in this lesson, I'm going to go over the things that you wouldn't normally think about when it comes to building a healthy lifestyle, such as the air you breathe, the water that you drink, and the things that you put on your body. So we're going to start with air quality. So I've listed here 5 things that you can do that are natural, completely natural ways that you can improve your air quality. So obviously we can't really help the outdoor air quality, so these are all focusing on indoor. The first one is an air purifier, and this is probably the most common one that people think of. And the thing to remember about air purifiers is you have to make sure that it has a HEPA filter, which is HEPA. That is, I can't remember what the letters stand for, but they are the most quality versions of the air purifiers. And these come in all different price points, so even if you on a budget, you can afford the cheapest ones. And as long as they have the HEPA filter, they will be adequate. You might need more than one because they're supposed to work for a specific size room, but I mostly just use one in my bedroom when I sleep because I think this is the most important time to have your air being purified is when you're sleeping, because you're in there for 8 hours straight, and the quality of your air when you're sleeping really helps you even get a better night's sleep. So you don't really need to buy one for the rest of your house because you're not really in each room that often and you're kind of coming and going. If you spend a lot of time outside, you really don't need one in the other rooms. So the second one on this list is indoor plants, and I will go over in the next slide some specific plants that you can buy, and those will be good for not only for the air quality, but for your mind, because just having some nature inside helps a lot. And so opening windows is another thing that you can do during some times of the year. If you live in a cold climate, there's, half the year where you can't have the windows open. But if you live in the south or any place where there's warm climate, you can open the windows as much as possible, and this will help a lot. So the next one on this list is beeswax or soybean candles. And the reason why I want to talk about this is because this is kind of a hidden danger when it comes to air quality. I'm not quite sure why they ever made paraffin candles. They're not healthy at all. They create more soot in the air and they release chemicals in the air. They're just not good at all. So I would always recommend someone buy beeswax or soybean candles. And you can even make these yourself. There's plenty of information out there on how to make your own candles, and that way you can control what they're made of, and even you can put your own essential oils in there. So that's a great little side hobby that you can get into if you really care about having natural candles. Because beeswax and soybean candles, I think they can be a little more expensive than the paraffin ones, but in my opinion, they're worth it. And then the last one on this list is essential oil diffusers. These are great for so many reasons. I have a couple of them because they're great for your mood, like, or even when you're trying to relax and wind down for the night, you can diffuse lavender essential oil, and there's so many different essential oils out there that there's a different one for like almost everything. And so a lot of these essential oils have antibacterial properties, antifungal properties, and that is definitely something that you want to infuse your air with. If you are living, indoors and you can't open the windows very often, that's a great thing to have. And oil diffusers are not expensive, and they're even found in grocery stores. So they're not hard to find at all. And you can even get the oil itself too in the grocery store. All right, so I'm going to move on next to the indoor plants that I mentioned. So this is just a short list of some indoor plants that you can buy, and these are particularly really good for purifying the air. So these are the garden mum, the pothos, the spider plant, the ficus, the peace lily, the Boston fern, the snake plant, aloe vera plant, and the bamboo palm. So a Himalayan salt lamp, I wanted to talk a little bit about this because these are one of my favorite things and there's multiple benefits for them. You might have heard that they purify the air and you are right. They're very small though, so I will add that they don't do a whole lot as far as that goes, but they do have something called the Himalayan salt lamp um, the places you can go to, like it's like a cave where it's literally the whole room is made of salt. And you go in there and people have said that they can breathe better when they come out and their inflammation has gone down and they're in a better mood. So it's the whole reason why this is good for you is still there. It's just that the Himalayan salt lamp itself is so small. So it's not going to, by itself, it isn't going to heal your breathing issues. It's just, mostly in this case, I really like them because they're the orange color, and so they kind of mimic a fire. So they're really great to have on at night. If you watch the lesson on sleep, you remember that I mentioned I use Himalayan salt lamps at night when, after the sun's gone down because they are the orange light, so they don't have the blue light. They are perfect for getting ready for bed. Anytime after sunset, I use them. And you can buy multiple ones. They're really popular now, and I think they're lowering in price as well. So I've got a couple of them, and they're a great addition to your house. They kind of give that cozy, warm feel to it. And then they have the side benefit, of course, of purifying your air, even if it is just a little bit. So now I'm going to move on to water. Water is one of those things that you don't really think about because, it's free in your tap, but tap water is kind of notorious for having things added to it. A lot of people don't want to drink fluoride, and there's so many other chemicals in there. So I always recommend number one on this list is spring water. If you can, buy spring water in glass bottles because storing in plastic bottles, as the number three thing says here, plastic leaches chemicals. So if you can, I would say the number one way to drink water is to buy it in um, glass bottles and make sure that it's spring water. You can even have that delivered to your house. There's places that do that, like regular deliveries, because I mean, I wouldn't want to carry home a really heavy glass jar of water every day. And then the next one on this list is reverse osmosis. And I think that's probably a better option if you are able to add in your minerals afterwards, because reverse osmosis really does take everything out. It probably is the best form of purified water that there is, as long as you add the minerals. It takes out all the magnesium, it takes out all the potassium and the calcium and all the good stuff that you do need. So reverse osmosis systems are not too difficult to install. I had a plumber install mine, but they're not as expensive as you think. Like you're not going to be spending $1,000 or anything like that. But then the good thing about them is you can take them with you when you move. You can unhook them and rehook them up in a different kitchen. The only thing is you are going to be replacing your filters. So, and they can be expensive. So just keep that in mind. Honestly, between the first two options on this list, I don't know which one would cost more because whether you're buying it every day or whether you're paying a one set amount to have the thing installed, I think that's a choice that you would have to make depending on what your needs are. And then, of course, I already mentioned avoid storing water in plastic bottles. That's pretty common knowledge nowadays. And then the last one on this list is avoid water sitting in light for too long. So, light and heat are the two things that destroy water's qualities. if water has been sitting in the sun and it's been sitting in one place for a long time, it's just not fresh anymore. I mean, it's not gonna hurt you too much, but I'm one of those people that just believes that the fresher something is, the better. And if it's, especially if it's been in like the hot sun, I really wouldn't even drink it. So that is water, and now I'm going to move on to natural cleaners and hygiene products. The reason why this is important is because this is also included in the environment lesson because these are things that we're surrounded by. The cleaning products have a smell, you know, they release their into the air that is you're breathing, and that is also the environment because when you're cleaning something, it should be natural. That way, if you're breathing it, it's not going to hurt you. So buy cleaning products using natural ingredients and make your own products if possible and use hygiene products with natural ingredients. So this goes for everything. This goes for cleaning and this goes for hygiene products. Anything that you put on your skin will be absorbed into your skin. It goes in just like anything else. So if you are using, you know, deodorant, lotions, shampoos, conditioners, face cleansers, toothpaste, any of those things, preferably have them be natural if you can. And they're not that much more expensive than the regular ones. It's not really like food that way, I don't think. But also you can make your own and it can be less expensive that way. If you are enjoying this video and want to learn more, the rest of this lesson is included in my online course, Holistic Lifestyle Basics. In this course, you will learn how to align your body, mind, and soul with nature, resulting in optimal health physically, mentally, and spiritually. The link is down below in the description, and I really hope that I can get the opportunity to guide you on your new holistic lifestyle journey.